Okay, now it's lemon bar time, and as you can see, we already have some fresh ones here, but we're gonna walk you through step by step how to do a lemon bar with shortbread.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Tell us some tips. Tell us
Well,
what you do.
they're really, you know, I've kind of done this so many times that I have gotten this down to where I can do it in one bowl.
I do that with shortbread. I just throw it all in one.
Just love it.
Okay.
So all this is 2 cups of all-purpose flour.
Wait,
and
there's 2 sticks of melted butter
2 sticks
here,
of
right?
melted
Okay.
butter.
I'm gonna grab a spoon while you do that.
Okay, and then 1 cup of powdered sugar.
Okay.
Okay.
I
And
can stir
then,
that if you
okay,
want me
you
to.
stir that for me. And while you were doing that, if there is a trick to this recipe, it is this parchment paper. Because lemon bars are notoriously sticky around the edges. And so they are very hard to cut. And you want them to be pretty when they come out. And so I'm taking a piece of oversized parchment paper because you do want to be able, at the very end, we're going to lift the bars out of the pan. Yeah, I have a tendency to do that. I'm thinking of the next thing that I'm going to say.
No, I do it all the time. and
Cannot
so I'm
remember
like,
the word that I'm currently on.
I do it all the time. I'm like,
And everybody, my husband will look at me and say, and? You know, what that next step. All right, do you see how beautifully that shortbread went together?
Yep.
I mean, did we do anything special?
No.
No. Now, you're going to want to distribute this throughout the pan, though, because if you dump it in one little part, it's very hard to stretch out.
All the way.
Yes, yes, yes. So you're going to want to do that. And then this is Cook's Treat, right?
Can I?
Yes.
Oh, I love that you call it Cook's Treat.
Yeah.
I literally have usually when I make shortbread, have all my kids here like just waiting.
Yeah,
For
so
Cook's
they
Treat.
can eat that.
Yes,
Right,
my
right,
hands
right.
are
Can I have
clean.
the spoon? Can I have the
Exactly.
cup? Right. And then you just press to the very edges as well as possible.
Okay.
Now, the beauty of the recipe is that now we're going to make the filling in the same bowl, so we're not having to wash dishes. I'm going to start with 4 eggs, and they are room temperature, which it is nice to have things room temperature when you're baking.
Do you know, because we have 25 chickens, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know that you can keep eggs fresh from them on the counter for a couple of weeks? They don't have to go in the fridge.
We used to have a grocery store here that did not refrigerate eggs, and you just go by and you buy
grab
them.
the color you want, or-
Yes, room temperature eggs.
I love that.
All right, and then so we've started with 4 eggs, and now we're going to have 2 cups of sugar. And I don't know. I know people are, you know, very health conscious, and I am too. I'm very health conscious.
But don't you kind of feel like if you're going to do it, just do it?
Well, I just want them to taste good. I'm not going to make a lemon bar that doesn't taste good.
I know.
So we got to have 2 cups of sugar in it.
Well, this will be fun
So-
because Bill and Nancy have some relatives who are coming by later who will be
great.
joining us at the end, who are going to get to taste all these. So it's really fun.
Oh, how fun. All right, so now we're going to take some lemons, and I did this yesterday, and we need 6 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now here's the thing. You might say to yourself, I'll just put in 5. Well, don't do that because it is very important that you do it exactly right. Now,
Okay.
I'm going to be real picky.
Oh, it's not good enough. Okay.
It's not good enough. You got to get that edge down.
So what she's doing is my edge is going
Her
up a
edge
little
is
bit like
going up.
this. So she's taking her finger and just making it very even around the
Right,
edge.
because you're going to see it.
Got it.
You're going to see that when you
I
cut
take
it.
the perfectly imperfect to a whole new level.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right, so that's ready to roll. All right, so we've got the 4 eggs, we've got the 2 cups of sugar. This is 4 tablespoons of flour. I leave it out of about half of the lemon bars that I make because I forget that on the recipe it says 2 cups of flour plus 4 tablespoons of flour.
Because that's going to help bind the lemon.
Yes.
Okay. And do you want me to go ahead and
Yes,
use
I
lemons?
do. Now, To get, I've got this little
You roll
lemon
them?
juicer.
That's
I do
what I do.
roll them, and that will help you get
It does
more
help.
juice out of your lemon. This is old as the hills. I think I got it at a garage sale for 25 cents. But this is the beauty of it. It has a spout.
Oh, so you don't have to take off the lid.
No. And it keeps
seeds
the seeds from getting in there. So it's just such a beautiful little well-made product. I can't figure
love
out
that.
how we got away from it. But I did bring you a newfangled lemon thing too.
Okay.
Because these are also nice, but see, it
This
does,
is what I
then
use at
you,
home.
so anyway,
So tell me, I have a quick question
Okay.
while I'm doing this.
yeah.
How do you determine something is Southern? I mean, I think fried chicken, right? Like that's the first thing that comes to my brain, or fried green tomatoes, which we're going to be doing later. But what makes something Southern?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I picture Southern, I mean, my mother grew up on a farm, so I picture farm produce. I mean, you know, she walked out into a field and picked silver cream corn and came back in and they boiled it up and ate it. And so, you know, Thanksgiving for us had little tiny white acre peas and
What did you say?
White acre peas.
White acre peas?
Yes, they were
Oh.
just these little tiny
Are
peas.
they like black-eyed peas?
They're like those, but they're smaller and they're green.
Okay.
They do have an eye, but the pea itself is green. And then, you know, you'd put a little ham bone in there and it has
Yeah.
just juicy flavor, but there's nothing else to it. You boil it for about 20 minutes and that's it. And you just put them in a bowl and you put the juice on your rice. I mean, that is Southern cooking. Lots of times,
And
not a bit of
biscuits.
meat, just the vegetables and a biscuit. Yeah,
well,
that would be really good.
I mean, I love a really good biscuit.
Yeah.
I have tried so
Yeah.
many recipes.
Well, it is very hard. All right, now, 6 tablespoons, not
so you're gonna-
4,
not four,
not
not
5, not, yeah. And I'm telling you, this is a lemon bar that I've made for many, many years. My mother made them before I did.
Those are the best recipes.
And we, you know, if you, ooh, I'm getting a drip back there that I don't like. 3,
And you had a cooking school, didn't you?
4,
Or you taught at a cooking school?
5. Well, I have taught, I actually was a food editor,
Okay.
then a food columnist for Savannah Magazine. I was the food editor for the local paper.
Fun
Then
paper.
I went home, had 2 little boys, became a preschool teacher at my church for 5 years, and got so interested in education that I started a charter middle school.
Okay.
So I went back, got a master's degree in education, and was director of instruction for 12 years. So none of that sounds like that I've been cooking. But all along the way, whether or not I cooked in my preschool class, I cooked I had a cooking club at middle school. I go to Isle of Hope Methodist Church, which is where I met Bill and Nancy. Yes.
Okay, because they said you are, I mean, you've served the church, you've served everybody.
Well, Bill and Nancy were this just adorable, they look like they need to be on the top of a wedding cake. They're so cute. They just...
I actually love that description because
It's perfect for them.
It's perfect, and they're both, yeah.
Yeah.
Real
they're
quick,
just-
I
all
don't
right.
want to forget, did this go in anything?
Well, it's going to go in
To the lemon?
into
And how
the
much
lemon.
are we putting on this?
1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon. All right,
Yeah.
let me keep
And
mixing
it should
this.
make that really fuzz up.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else that goes in this?
No.
No.
It's
so
just a little custard. So when we're baking these, I like, the custard's got to set, and I like to see a little bit of brown around the edge. And that's kind of my signal that it's ready. But
Is that okay?
yes, that's okay.
So do I pour this in here?
You just pour that in there right on the
Okay,
top.
Right on the top. So I was trying to give it a little lip around it, and you don't want a little lip around it. Okay.
Only because of, you know, we've got some here that are cut And you'll see that if you had a lip up there, it's going to be up there in my custard.
Okay, so now how long do we put this in the oven? At what temperature?
At 350 for 30 minutes.
For 30 minutes. And then when we take it out, I think we're going to be putting a little powdered sugar on the top.
We are.
But you can explain that because we already have them done.
Yes. Well, you do not need much powdered sugar. And I use this little...
That's smart.
And I just put a tablespoon in there.
Just like a tiny bit.
And I just take it and do it like that.
Perfect.
And that's how they get dusted.
And I'm telling you, there's something different about a lemon bar that's been done with shortbread versus a different base.
Right.
I love that.
Right.
Thank you so much for showing me how to do this.
Well,
I'm
you're
so
welcome.
excited. I have such a fantastic Linzer Tart that my dear friend Tamara Adams gave me the recipe for. Every one of us at this party asked for it. It is so good. And if you eat it warm, it's shortbread with raspberry preserves, warm out of the oven with a cup of tea. You cannot beat this. So I hope you give this a try. Watch the episode. It's going to be fantastic. And today I'm really excited. I'm making a dessert that I had at a friend's house and I've had a number of times. It's my favorite thing she makes. It's called the Linzer Tart. It's beautiful, especially for this time of year. And if you love shortbread, you're gonna go crazy over this dessert because it's shortbread with raspberry preserves and it's in a tart form, so they're cut like in a pie. Sorry, I have flour on my hands. And when I tell you she served it to us warm out of the oven, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. I mean, it was an experience. So it's very easy to make. And I thought, you know what? Especially given the red color, it's beautiful for this time of year. So let me show you how to do it. You're going to take 4 cups of flour. Just dump these 4 cups in here. Okay, 4 cups of flour, a cup of white sugar, and a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna do this. Just like that, and I'm gonna go ahead. You know, it says to sift. I have a tendency to take shortcuts all over the place. But my family loves shortbread, and this is such a pretty dessert. All right, I think that's nice and mixed up. Now to this, what we are going to do is you take 3 sticks of butter, so 1.5 cups. I melted my butter. You know, I'm sure there are people that say you don't melt your butter, but it works just fine for me. When we left Tamara's the other night, it's my friend Tamara Adams who made this. When we left her house after a little event, everybody asked for pieces to go. It's that good. All right. Mix this up. Now I have a tart pan. Tart pans come in different sizes. This recipe is for like a 15-inch wide tart pan. And, you know, again, I love that you don't have to be perfect in this recipe. You'll see with my finished product, it's not bakery ready perfect. All right, now we're going to do 2 egg yolks. So, I'll just keep mixing this. I would serve it warm. I don't know, but I love warm shortbread, so I'm kind of a nut when it comes to that. Okay, I think I have it pretty much mixed up. Now, I'm going to take a board. I'm going to take this board like this. And my tart pan. This is a slightly smaller tart pan, but I've got flour on the board because I'm going to take this off and put this all on the board. Not all of it, actually, because I need to do a lattice work on the top. So let's see if this will work. Now I have a non-stick pan. Some of them aren't. If it's not, you need to go ahead and put, you know, spray like a avocado spray with and have a little bit of flour. But for me, it's non-stick. And you're just gonna smash it all the way around so that it climbs up the tart pan. See all these ridges, you want them to climb up. So it forms a lip all the way around. This is so easy to make. All right, it's a little thick. I'm gonna take a little out. The nice thing is any leftovers of this, just make little cookies with it. Since this is a smaller pan, I'm going to have leftovers, so. Okay, it's a little too thick. All right, that looks good. Now I'm going to take raspberry preserves. All right, 2 cups right here, this whole thing. It's going to go, and again, since it's slightly smaller, I might not use the whole thing. Smear the raspberry preserves all the way around. Okay. I mean, that just looks like Christmas. It smells like Christmas. All right. Now, I'm going to take a bunch of the leftovers because we have to form a lattice work. True confessions, I'm not good at lattice work. So let's see what I can figure out. And I asked my friend about it. She is very good because she's been making this for years, but I am not. All right, I'm gonna roll it out a little bit. It's not like dough, it's more crumbly than dough, like pie dough. See, it comes apart pretty easily. So I might just push it down with my hands. No, I'm just gonna do my hands. And you wanna get it pretty thin. I would say a 1/2 inch. All right, and then we're gonna cut it and try to make some lattice work. Here we go. All right, so I'm trying to make straight edges. I'm gonna try to cut some lattices. Yikes, if it breaks, don't worry. I think that's what I need everybody to know. It's okay. This does not have to be perfect. Look, I'm gonna cut a little piece to fill in right there. Because my lattice didn't even connect. I'm terrible at lattice, just saying. I called my friend last night and I was like, okay, I'm not good at lattice. She said, well, just put them straight down, and then what you can do is you can cut them so that they look like they're connected. All right, let me do one more. Oh, that one connected right there. Now what she wants me to do is to put pieces so that it looks connected. So I'll put that in between there. I even, just so you know, I even YouTubed lattice, just hoping I could get better at it. I think I need someone to show me one-on-one. Boom, here. Because when they cook, they're gonna form. Oh, that didn't fall apart. What you could do if you get lazy, just crumble it all over the top. All right, one more lattice. Let's see. Once it cooks, and when you taste it, it's not even gonna matter. You won't even be able to tell. I promise you, it is such a treat. And it's 350 for about 35 minutes. You just want it to get lightly brown. And then this dough, look at all that, save this and make some cookies with your children or anybody else. All right, we'll wait 35 minutes. So I had to make 2 of these, and I already had one done, which is great, so you get to see the finished product pretty quickly. The great thing about a tart pan is you pull that off and you can set the tart down just like that. And now we're gonna cut it, and I'm gonna show you how beautiful this is. And again, when it is warm, holy moly, it is fabulous. Let me get that in. With a cup of tea, this shortbread, this Linzer Tart is absolutely out of this world. So I hope you give it a try. Make sure you subscribe because we have some really, really fun episodes coming up in addition to this one. Have a great day. All right, we've got my neighbor Nancy, who is an amazing cook, and she has taught me how to make these gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate peanut butter cookies.
They're yummy.
They're divine.
They're easy,
Yeah.
and they're simple. They're delicious, and they're great for people with special dietary needs. So.
But you don't even have to have a dietary need.
Yeah.
They're that good, and they're great with all the upcoming cookie swaps that you want an alternative for somebody who might not be able to eat my chocolate chip cookies. So come try them. Okay. Welcome to the winter series. My name is Ruth McKeaney, and we are on Hillside Farm with my friend Nancy, who's one of my neighbors.
Nice to
And we were talking about the holidays coming up and all those cookies exchanges that you have. And I think I'm particularly sensitive to the issue of gluten-free or dairy-free because since my daughter Scotty had a really bad infection in her gut, it took out the lining. And the only thing that's helped her so far is to go gluten-free and dairy-free. They're hoping it heals. But in the meantime, she's joked with me saying, Mom, you don't cook with anything dairy-free or gluten-free. So Nancy, who has a really fantastic blog and really concentrated on eating very healthy for a while. You were even vegan for a while. You were vegetarian for a while.
I was vegan mostly, and I was eating fish, so I wasn't completely, but for months at a time I would go vegan and then I would have some fish. But yeah I was, and I did, and I also went to school. I got a certification at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, so I learned a lot about healthy foods, superfoods, and that sort of thing. So what I love about these cookies is they are, as you said, Ruth, they're gluten-free, they're dairy-free, and they're also lower in sugar glycemic
and I think,
index is
my daughter was down at her house and she brought home these cookies and I was like, they're fantastic. She's like, Mom, you wouldn't believe they're gluten-free and dairy-free. So I thought, what a great way, especially for all these cookie exchanges, to have an option for somebody else. And I asked her to come teach us. So tell us what we're doing. And what kind of cookies are these?
So these are chocolate peanut butter cookies with chocolate chips. You can use any kind of chip. You can use, semi-sweet, dark chocolate, milk chocolate. You can use peanut butter chips. So you can use white chocolate. I have not experimented with any of the other. Usually I've either milk chocolate or semi-sweet. So you have that. But the nice thing is you can use a different nut butter. So my girls, both of my daughters are allergic to peanut butter.
Oh, wow.
And then I have one daughter who's...
daughter-in-law?
No, both daughters are allergic to peanuts, and my one of the two is allergic to nuts as well.
Okay.
So you can use almond butter. You can use, she uses sunflower butter.
Okay.
And it really does give it the same flavor. Even though it's amazing when you cook with almond butter or peanut butter, you get a similar kind of flavor
Wow.
palette. Yeah.
All right, so tell us
here
how
we
to
go.
do this.
So we're going to start with a cup of peanut butter.
All right.
We've got 2 eggs.
All right,
So
you want to do the
that.
eggs? I'll
crack
do the peanut butter.
eggs.
All right. Well, my daughter's
Yeah.
going to be very excited that I've learned something that she can eat.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I get stuck on my gluten.
They sound not as good as they actually are.
They
They're
are very,
really,
very
really
good. For me to say very, very good, they were very, very good. All right, a cup of butter, and were you
I
just
know you
using?
contacted me and said,
I know. Can I have the
"Can
recipe,
we do those
please?
cookies?" Yeah. So,
All right. And you
all
were
right.
telling me that somebody who was working at your house is type 1
Yes.
diabetic.
We had a TV, a sound technician that was working at our house, and he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes several years ago, but as an older person, not as a child. So, but he still, needs insulin, and he has the insulin pump and all that. He had, unbeknownst to me, because I had the cookies sitting out, he had like 3 cookies. And he told me the next time he came over that his insulin did not spike as much.
That's incredible.
So one of the things I like to use is the the coconut sugar.
Okay.
It is a lower glycemic index than regular brown sugar. Coconut sugar just happens to be lower in the glycemic index. We're going to do 1/4 of a cup of that.
Okay.
Which
Is
close
this right
enough,
here?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this?
Yeah.
1/3? I'll use a little bit less.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Now you can also, so that's erring on the more conservative side. You can go all the way up to 2/3 of a cup. I wouldn't
Okay.
do more than 2/3 of a cup of sugar, because then they
Too
could
sweet.
probably, they're sweeter than they need to be.
Okay.
But 2/3 of a cup, depending on what kind of mood I'm in, if I want them sweeter or if I want them a little less sweet, I'll do 1/2 cup. So anywhere between 1/2 and 2/3 of a cup.
Okay.
And then 1/4 cup of cacao powder, which also is a less processed. You can also use cocoa powder unsweetened if you
Okay.
have that in the house. A lot of people do if they're bakers.
So my kids have put cacao nibs. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah, on things. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use, this is great I use it for shakes, for everything, smoothies, and okay.
I'm gonna start mixing this
that up.
while you-
We're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay. Got that.
Okay. Could always go a little more if you like that flavoring. And then we're gonna do coconut oil, a teaspoon. Just gives a little more moistness. And this is also something, MCT oil. I don't know if anybody's heard
Yeah,
of it.
I put that in my coffee.
Yes, it's good for coffee. Yep.
It's good for your brain,
It's
right?
good for brain. It's good for brain health. So a tablespoon of this, but any kind of coconut oil
Okay.
that you want to put in is fine. Okay. So we're mixing that all up, and then we're going to add our chocolate chips, that's great.
Do you add that before the
Oh,
salt?
yes.
So I think we have salt and we have
Yes.
baking
Let's
soda.
not forget. Yep. So we have a teaspoon of baking soda.
Are you ready for the holidays coming up? So we have a teaspoon of soda. I'm sorry. Go ahead and put
I'm
that in.
I'm getting there. We've had a lot of workers in our house with redecorating and
She just
remodeling
redecorated and remodeled her
So-
den.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of people in the house. I'm having a friend of mine from our church he's makes furniture, woodworker,
Oh,
and
that's
so he's
great.
doing a new mantle for us. So
Oh, beautiful.
it's been fun. It's been fun.
All right. And Christmas is around the
All right.
corner.
It is, and these are great for any time of year, really.
Yeah.
Summer. All right.
I
So
was just thinking in particular with all the cookie exchanges, because I've been invited to a number of them, and I love to make,
they're
fun.
fun.
They're
I haven't
fun.
been to one in a bit,
But it's nice to have an option for
It
people.
is. I mean, and I even don't like to have a lot of gluten. I have a
Mm-hmm.
bit of a sensitivity, so I love these cookies. I mean, I love yours.
I know. That's when you're
There's
going
nothing
all
that
out.
tastes better than Ruth's Fairly Baked chocolate chip cookies. But if you want something, if
Healthy.
you have special dietary needs, so I'm doing 1/2 to 2/3 of a cup of chocolate chips. It's really
All
your
right.
choice whether how many chips you like. If you like a ton of chips in there, if you don't like too many,
Yeah,
and that's
easy.
it.
That's it.
So there we go. There's our batter.
So let's bring this
now we're gonna
over.
scoop them.
Let me get us a scoop.
Great.
And we have it at 350.
Yes, we're going to bake these at 350 for 8 to 9 minutes. I like to err on the side of the, 8 minutes, just to keep them
I like them
softer.
soft.
Yeah.
Do you want to use this or are you
Yeah,
good?
that'd be great. That'd be great.
All right, so 8 to 9 minutes at 350 degrees. And you're not going to be able to tell that these are gluten-free and dairy-free.
Oh, they're absolutely delicious. They really are.
Isn't it weird that dairy-free you can still have egg?
Yeah.
I don't know how this all works.
I know. Well, eggs are not considered dairy.
But they're in the dairy section.
They're in the dairy section.
I don't know.
Anything
Maybe
that
somebody
doesn't-
else knows.
Anything that doesn't come from, well, they come from chickens, and chickens are not dairy. They're not. That's a good question. All right, well, we'll
have
come
to
back
think
to that.
about-
We'll come back to that. Our next conversation.
I'm sure somebody will correct me and be like, they are dairy.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
But yes, now if you do have an egg
Issue.
allergy, you can probably. I have not tried them with this, but you can use the flax.
Okay.
Ground flaxseed. For 2 eggs, I think it's like 2.5 tablespoons of flaxseed and like 5 tablespoons of water and just.
Oh wow!
Like
I've never
that. 1 to
heard of that.
2. Yeah, I may not have that right, but it's you put a little water in flaxseed
Yeah.
and you just let it
And that's
bind.
instead of egg.
And that's instead of egg, and that's
Wow.
yeah. But I realized I really missed my eggs.
I
back
love
to
my
eggs.
eggs. All right, we're gonna put these in for 8 to 9 minutes, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, I can smell it.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we are. They are ready. Okay. Oh, one of these guys
Here,
fell
you put 'em
apart,
on.
but
That's okay. Well, that's what happens sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Now, do you smash them down just a little bit, or do they stay like a ball?
You can. I
'Cause
mean,
I
it all
think-
depends on how you like them. But yeah, we can certainly push them down.
Just kind of like
yeah, just make them a little.
Ooh, they look so good.
And you can also do that before you put them in, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, they look so good.
I mean, you could probably do if you wanted the little salty.
oh, the
Because I
Maldive
had some
dive
chocolate chip
salt.
cookies the other day, and I sprinkled some, or they came sprinkled. with
Maldive.
salt. Yeah.
All right, let
You
me
can.
look while you can
But we
talk
can-
a little bit more
yeah.
about these, and
so
I will.
yeah, so it's 8 minutes at 350. We baked them for, and the nice thing about these is they really stay soft and chewy. And I put mine in my freezer so I don't eat them all because
Oh.
if they sit on the counter,
You're gonna eat them all,
we're gonna eat them all.
and you don't have any more kids at home, so that's not smart.
I do have my son, but
Oh, is he
he's
still a-
not as big of a sweets eater. But anyway, I'll put them in the freezer, and you can actually take them out from the freezer and eat them right from the freezer. They still have that
they
softness.
still-
So
All right,
because they don't
throw
have
a
any
little
flour.
Maldive. No, Malden.
There you go.
Malden
Yeah.
sea salt. They're
Yeah.
flakes.
Yep.
And so they just add, sometimes I do these on like a great chocolate chip cookie, and they just make
Right.
all the difference.
Right.
So we hope you give these a shot, especially with
Just
the,
kind of a healthy version.
It's a healthy version.
Sweet, and it's not processed.
Yeah.
It's not like you're buying something from the store and you've got a million ingredients. They're quick, they're easy. Throw them in your freezer.
And anyone who knows me, well, within my own family, knows that I usually will not eat dairy-free, gluten-free desserts. To me, it's like either I'm going big or I'm not going at all. And I didn't know when I ate these, and I was like, can I get her recipe? So that's a huge endorsement of you can't even really tell they're that good. So we hope you try it. Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you
This is
for
awesome.
having me.
And be sure to subscribe because we got lots of fun things coming up in the next 8 weeks or so. So we'll see you later.
Thank you, Ruth.
All right, I'm really excited because I rarely get him in any of my videos. And this is my son Anders, who's a junior in high school.
Yep.
And just finished his football season. So right now he's not in class or at football, so he gets to make Friendsgiving with me. So
Yes, I
I'm
do.
very excited about that. He loves anything.
Cheesecake.
He loves anything pumpkin, and he loves cheesecake. So today we're going to do a combination of that. I looked online, found a bunch of recipes, and I think I've whittled it down to a combination of a couple that I think we're going to try, and is going to be fantastic for tonight. And thank goodness this guy has been, I mean, a little while ago he had grease up his arms because he'd been working on 2 different generators trying to get us power. So we've got power. We might not have internet yet, but we've got power. So here we go. I did this last night, and this is something you can do in advance. So you need a spring form pan. I made the crust yesterday so that it would completely cool. And frankly, because sometimes you don't have the margin or bandwidth to do it all one day, and it's nice to do things in advance. So what I did is I took 18 or 19 graham crackers. I put them in my Cuisinart. To that, I added 8 tablespoons of melted butter, a tablespoon of sugar, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. What I did is I whipped that in the Cuisinart, take that out, and in my springform pan, I pressed it. And then I pressed it a couple of inches up the sides. The reason is because you kind of like a cheesecake where the crust comes up the back. Cooked this, baked this at 325 for about 8 to 10 minutes, pulled it out, and I let it cool. Now we're going to do the inside. So what we've done is what we've got here, Anders, I know you love cream cheese. So we have 3 blocks of cream cheese that we've let soften, which means we just took it out of the fridge a few hours ago and we've let them get really soft. Then you're going to take a can, I don't know, I can't read without glasses, but I think it's just a 15-ounce normal can of pure pumpkin. If you'll put that in there, that'll be awesome. And then 4 large eggs that our chickens gave us. Dump those in. I'm gonna have you mix all of this up. We're also going to have, we've got about a cup and a half of light brown sugar. So we're gonna add that. I think you got it.
Yes, it's tough with the shape of the spatula.
I know. And if you bang the spatula, it'll come right off. It's okay if it doesn't all come out. Here, let me get that for you. Perfect. Cup and a half of light brown sugar. We're gonna dump that in there. Now what I want you to do is take that mixer and start beating that. Stick it in before you start it. Yep, now start it. A little bit more. Yeah, perfect. Okay, to that, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of flour and a teaspoon and a half, no, 2.5 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. And I always have this on hand because I add extra pumpkin pie spice to my my pumpkin pies. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of vanilla. Just gonna add that. You can turn it up higher. Yeah, you can go as high as you want. All right. And then a 1/4 cup of sour cream. Okay, I think that is good. You want to turn it off? Perfect. All right. Now what we are going to do, we're going to take this. Ready?
Yep.
I want you to pour that into here. Perfect. Okay, you can stop. So I don't want it to get too high. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Hi.
And I'm going to kind of do this. It's okay. You kind of want to set it down a few times just to get rid of any air bubbles. You can see a couple of air bubbles popping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see how it's doing that? The thing with cheesecake is you just don't want them cracking all over the top.
You want them to be nice and smooth.
Will you open the oven? So we're putting this in. In it is also going a loaf pan, really hot water is going to go in this. The steam is going to help it so it doesn't crack as well. So that goes in at the same time.
Never knew that.
Yeah. And here, this is going to go at 350 degrees for about an hour, 325 for about an hour. So, and then we'll check back, take it out, let it settle, and then we'll put it in the fridge, maybe make some heavy whipped cream to put on top, and it's going to be a fantastic dessert. So we had to switch the cheesecake into the big oven because you know when stuff from a prior cooking has gotten on the bottom and everything smokes? That happened. Again, adjust and pivot. And you want it to be a little jiggly in the middle, which it is. No cracking. So exciting. And there we go.